Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4, Old World Blues, Unity of Austin, under Keats. I don't know why I always pronounce his name just Keats. It's just how I like to pronounce it, I don't know. But Southern Texas united. After a long and hard campaign of expansion through diplomatic and military means, the Unity of Austin succeeded in bringing the entirety of the South Texas to heel. From the Gulf to Atis grave, our unity is extended to cover all we see. We've never felt more secure in our future. With this firm base to leap off of, perhaps we can go forward and firmly act on the long-standing issue on what to do about Texas itself. For unity. Alright, it looks like things are going down resistance-wise. That's good. I'm growing worried about taking this focus will cause the unhappier members of your new territory to begin planning a response. I'm hoping that having things like low resistance makes them be like, oh shoot, sure, we're friendly then. And then they don't do that. That's my hope, at least. It's definitely my hope. Yeah, I'm definitely running out of things to actually work on here. I don't know why I never did that one. That's usually one I do as well. Just didn't. I don't know why. Poker on the Rio. Keats laid his hands down for all to see. Full house, he murmured smugly. The two other humans stared at the two kings and three fours, dumbfounded. Pantaggio, Leonardo Mora explained, slapping three aces, a king, and 10 to the table as he stood up and walked to the starbound railing. Gura let his own hand of trash slip to the table with a sigh. I don't know how you do it, Gura told the mayor with a shrug. It's been years since our last game, and nothing about you has changed, yet here you are winning against me again. Not much has changed about you either, Keats told the man with the white hat. Mora was still busy shouting curses at partially mutated seagulls in Spanish. You've burned inside wanting to fight Caesar since you heard of him in your youth. You still do now. If that desire has not changed, even as the world changed around you, I could bet your insistence on honest plays has not changed either. Gura laughed and took a cautious sip of his martini. Maybe I am a little straightforward, he admitted. Maybe I'm growing in all the ways except the ways that make me unpredictable. Unpredictability was never my strong suit, and that is fine, Keats thought about that for a moment and nodded in understanding as Mora approached the table again. You, Gura, are too predictable. The mutant is right. The one-eyed general stared a single dagger at Gura, who shrugged again innocently. And you, he willed to face Keats, who was mid-sip into his own martini. You are too green. How am I supposed to read a man who is not a man and instead a giant zucchini? Mora's fast-paced, thickly accented accusation made Keats spit his drink. It sounds like you need to see more of the world, Mora, Keats told the man with the black hat. The world is full of mutants, far easier to read than I, and once you can read the simplest one, it will be easy enough to read me. Bah! You and all that talk about unity drives me to the end of my rope. Mora grabbed his martini, took a sip, hurled it off the steamboat, and angrily stomped in the general's direction and the ration cabinet on the other side of the deck. Keats and Gura finished their drinks and continued the game late into the night without him. Vegas would hate my poker face. Woo. Keats came to Texas to unite it and transform it into a new capital for mutant kind while we addressed the problems facing our species. Then he died. Many in our unity have given it to Keats' dogma that preach a more empathetic worldview for mutants at large, but many more still remember the days of Atis and wish to see his dream fulfilled. If Keats just so happens to be the general to lead us on the final path to the greatest me match, so be it. They will fight and die to see Atis' dream of the green fulfilled. Okay, that's done. Alright, all those are how I want them. That's fine. That's all fine. Let's see. I'll keep that how it is. I'll bring in the state press. That way we'll get some more compliance growth speed. Why not? After a long and bitter war with our former allies in the Texas Economic Union, our unity has emerged victorious. With heavily armed mutants currently roaming the streets of Dallas and Lone Star, we have solidified our position as the strongest nation in Texas. But we have yet to win the people's forgiveness for the war we brought to their doorsteps. We'll have to work hard to earn their trust where once there was only hatred. Resistance will grow, but resistance is shrieking everywhere, so it'll grow, then it'll go down again. It's fine. Hopefully. Looking around. Yeah, let's do this. Sure, why not? There we go. Now we want to get nah. Let's learn how to use a bicycle, literally just for fun. What do I need? Manpower. Bye. Rebuilding broken homes. Though the damage to the lives and spirits of the citizens of Texas have been great, the damage to the factories and infrastructure of Central Texas remains no less important to deal with. The sooner we repair these critical buildings and roads, the sooner life can get back to normal for the countless people we've disrupted. We should open a new government ministry for the sole purpose of managing damage repair efforts across our unity, and we keep it active and even after we finish the process. Like, everywhere, people are going down in resistance. Literally everywhere. How beautiful. Hey, Mr. Entertainment. You're apparently a friend of Keats. Hey, person that looks like Gandhi to me for some reason. Probably shouldn't say that. Probably would get canceled just for that if I was a big YouTuber. Okay, anyways, the Ministry of Reconstruction was formed to address the inevitable damage done to our cities by the War for Texan Unity. However, it has been proposed and approved by the Assembly of Townships that the Ministry of Reconstruction could continue to exist past the point of repairing the damage of this war, so in the future other wars and occupation damages will be addressed without unnecessary intervention for each scenario. Well, yeah. I like it. Yeah, woo, yeah, woo, yeah. Honoring the fallen dead. Many are the slain who fell dead in the muddy fields of Central Texas, dying for their homes, their families, or their ideals. Unlike other wars in the region fought against savages, mercenaries, or soulless automatons, this was a war between brothers and sisters. We would do well to return every body to its home and to give the same rewards to the families of our foes fallen as to our own. May their mothers forgive us for what we had to do. Well, they won't. I mean, if we kill their kids, they're not going to just forgive us. But, you know, it's a thought that counts, I suppose. Okay, we don't have any robot tech, like, at all. I will go ahead and do... No, definitely not going to do that. I will go ahead and just do that, though. Just because, why not? Finish reconstruction. Though the struggle was long and bitter, the unity of Austin won the battle for the soul of Texas. But the most impressive feat wasn't that we were able to beat both Lone Star and the Texas Brotherhood, but that in the aftermath of that fight, it seems we're making progress, convincing even the most die-hard TEU supporters that super mutants aren't evil savages who want to eat them. With most of the population now at least interested in seeing where this goes, we seem to have found our footing. Even in Dallas. Pew 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 pew. Sure. Sure, why not? I'm just kind of researching things now. Oh, so many of these are still around for some reason. There we go. People are really starting to vibe with us. Ah, nice. We can deal with the rest of these small guys. Or not the rest of them, but some of these small guys. Full house. Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect the war to go that way, Rusk told Keats. He took a sip of gin and coughed lightly. I lost a lot of good men in that pocket around Hillsborough. Funny, we took a lot of prisoners around Hillsborough. Maybe you will see them again once we release them. Keats placed an additional green chip in the center. Rusk matched. I had some men with camera equipment out by Fort Worth when your boys stormed it. I got asked, is there any way to detect Nightkin? Rusk flipped over a card and handed Keats another. Seemed like those suns couldn't be noticed no matter what the conditions, let alone killed. Wires and claymores, Keats said as he laid down his hand, 2 pair. My Nightkin are the strongest and fastest soldiers we have, but they consider themselves invincible. No matter how much I warn them, they never stop long enough to notice tripwires. Ah, that makes sense. Rusk laid his own hand down, 4 of a kind, queen high. He took the chips from the center and dealt out new cards. I'm curious. You were captured in Dallas bunker as I expected you would be. How did things happen from our perspective? Keats and Rusk both laid their cards face down after taking a look at them. They silently agreed drawing new hands would be a better use of their time. Once Lone Star fell, we all knew it was basically over. Chow had his big last stand, and it sounded impressive from his pre-fight speech. But once Cruz broke down and his barricades and swamped him, we knew that front was lost. And since we couldn't do much but hold the river crossings while y'all slept over the rest of Texas. It was just a matter of time. We figured we'd give you a good fight at the river, but once you crossed it, it was basically over. And I managed to convince my staff that you'd give us good terms if we didn't detonate the bunker with ourselves in it. I trust you'll let me be proven right in that manner, at least. Of course, if things had gone differently, I expect you would have done the same for me. Keats dropped a handful of blue chips in the center. Rusk shrugged and matched. Once we finish reviewing the events of the war, we will release every soldier we captured and return them to civilian life. After a few months, they will be free to sign for the Unity's army if that is what their wish. There have been far worse wars throughout history, and it would be a shame to deny good soldiers the right to serve simply because events got out of control. Sounds like a plan, and for me, Risk set out his hand, 2 8s, 2 aces, and a 4. You will be welcome to our new combined military if you would like to do so. Even if we do not planning on calling it a republic, everyone in Texas is still looking forward to a unified future. Keats smiled and laid out his hands, 2 queens and 3 kings. Good play. Coors all owned states, also cored by Texan Brotherhood, Lone Star, and Two-Ped Gang. Nice. And yeah, let's go for it. The next chapter. Though the process of getting here was certainly messy, the storm clouds has mostly passed. The unity of Austin stands triumphant as the victorious nation in the heart of Texas. We've gone from a small city-state in an economic system to a vast new unity spanning the length of Texas itself, and more so. While it'll take some time to get new services installed for our population, it's safe to say we're building up to something bigger. A unity of Texas, perhaps. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Ah, beautiful. We've done it. We've really done it. The unity of Austin is here to stay. And we can stop deleting our troops to get to the core land. Yay. Are these cores? No. Alright, so it's just the stuff over here that are cores. Not there. Not there. But there. Okay. So here... So basically anything north of the river except for this province. Oh, just in case is apparently canceled. Why is that? Oh, the Carthaginian gang. I'm assuming because they're not existent. So that means, actually, let's see, where do I want to start with? I need culinary unity, and I also need unity spreads to Houston to be able to do that focus. So I need to do this path. I'm sure. Houston Rockets, you're gonna die. If that's fine by you. And if it's not fine by you, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But that means we're not doing just in case, because we already own them. Well, it remains a mystery how exactly the Texan Brotherhoods never saw fit to deal with that band of raiders to the east, Texas. The Carthaginians, we will rectify their mistake. There are some rumors going around that they're no better than cannibals we had to push out of Austin nearly a century ago. We don't have any iron can proof of this claim. Better safe than sorry. Sampler fee. Oh boy. Okay. Well, those are complete. Cool. Sure. Let's just do these because why not? And now we're doing east of Austin. There sits a land ruled by, well, we're not actually sure. Houston was another major pre-war city of Texas. From everything the local ghouls tell us, it was the home of some crazy airplane designs, among other flight-related technologies. Well, that alone is enough reason to be interested. In our quest to bring unity to Texas, we've concluded Houston is basically in a state of corrupt anarchy. Let's bring civilization back to the Rockets. Well, they do have an ineffective governing body, though they are people. So they probably are some sort of democracy. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Not really sure. They're advanced. They're an advanced wasteland, so there is that at least. And let's then do a grilling spree. The Chef's Open Top Grill is the largest building in Carthage. Well, it's less of a building, more of a park completely filled with various cooking apparatuses. Most of them are relatively untouched in the fight to take Carthage, though the chef's grill was defended like it was a holy site. Since the death of the chef, maybe we could rebrand the place to Unity Grill and fix it up. Adding some roofs to eat under will make it a much more comfortable dining choice. True. Alright, can you guys just push towards Houston itself and take it for me? Thank you. Well, okay, you guys can go ahead and head on back now. Life giver, there you go. Alright, let's go ahead and make up 2 army groups again to fill up our 2 things. That's fine. You're expecting anyone to get here before 2280? Who's making it here before 2280? I'm gonna get Houston ready to go. We're gonna get Carthage tries Todd's cheeseburgers. Sure. Apparently the main center of Carthaginian culture is food. Despite being brutal raiders, they managed to attract like-minded warrior and traders from across Texas and even into Louisiana because their cuisine suited anyone's taste. While our Unity has never been as interested in food as their nation apparently was, we do have a wide variety of Bremen burger joints to draw from. Maybe sending them some TAA old cooks out east will smooth things over. Maybe. It's possible. No, can't do that. Okay. Oh, good news. Okay, do that. Sure. I mean, I got nothing else to do. sure. But I guess this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. Well, we're unifying everyone under the unity of Austin and continuing on with our focus turn. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.